morning, everybody. For those who see the video in the future, I like to use live streaming to start. I already did for the date what I had to do. Today is Monday, and the market is not as comfortable as it usually is when I trade. I tried to do the weekend. I did something. The weekend was a little hard. Yesterday, I made something, but because of my stubbornness, I returned everything back to the market. Basically, um, I didn't lose. It wasn't a losing day, but yeah, I didn't make very much anything, like $100 after battling with the market. So, but today, I increased it again to 3,500 in about, I would say, like 20 minutes. Here and there, I have after I did my trades, I decreased the amount. That's what I usually do, trying to see, like, feel the market. As you can see, I lost a lot of tens over here, trying to see what was going on. These are the trades that I won. Trying it out a little bit over here, but right now I'm just gonna see and what the market is doing, practice a little bit. I'm gonna avoid trying to trade with huge amounts. I'm gonna just place a few with $10 ones. I don't know, I just feel like Mondays, some people agree, it's just waking up. So the market sometimes is good, sometimes is wacko. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what I can come up with, and I can see something that I like. I'm still using. Um, I see people using different strategies, like change back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think the more that you stick with one strategy, not only you find low. I guess I was learning to see, even though there was a entry point, you kind of know when it's a bad entry. I mean, I'm still making mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Like I was saying, I put a call when it was like a really freaking strong downtrend. I was like, oh no, I think he's gonna fake it and stuff. But I was against the trend, so I'm still, like, for example, over here there was a crossing. It looks really really good, but it's downtrending. So I'm just gonna put a put, and it went all the way up. And one of the things that I struggle with is because I like on a certain moment trade the OTC market, and it's just like the opposite, the very opposite. I'm gonna go too much, too late, 1 second too late. So it's like, again, this is like practice mode. This is what I think it's gonna do. It's gonna continue going forward. I like to add, this is not taught in any study that I believe, like, um, so drastic. But if if I see a position that I like, I take it, and I can buy it at a better price, I will take it. Doesn't matter if it goes against me. Um, Usually, what happens, like most of the times, like the first price, because I usually start with one contract, maybe it doesn't reach that price, but the ones that I buy at a better price, they will I will get paid for those. So it's something I have to be careful with. I just can't do it all the time, but I like to add positions when I see a good moment. Like for example, that one I knew it was gonna go up because of this strong moment, and that's just price action, guys. This is not, oh, I saw a signal, because if you can see this, this wasn't in oversold condition completely over there. It's no crossing. It's like in the middle of nowhere. Anything can happen. It's still on downtrending. So I thought it was gonna respect this moment, this line over here. Let's draw it. Uh, I thought it was gonna respect even this one. Let's let's draw that one. It didn't respect that resistance over there, so it keep moving forward, and I thought, all right, this is gonna continue moving forward on the next candle, and it did. That's what it did. So that's why I keep buying. And again, this is, we're joking only with probabilities. This is just cross over here. It cross over here. Supposed to be a good moment for down, but it just changed trends. For me, it just changed trends. So yes, for me, this could happen, even though it's just cross and it's like an entry point. It looks really, really good for everything. It's on the very top of the candle channel. But you know what? It just broke this resistance. So for me, is it's gonna change trends. So it's gonna keep moving up and up and up. And you learn that only with time. Like where to rule out those moments. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this because the signal is over there. It's a signal, let's take it. And I guess you refine your entries by losing a lot. Losing and practicing, losing and practicing. That's basically how far I'll be able to grow this account from $10,000 to $83,000. And I have my live account, which I'm really, really conservative. I don't place a lot of trades. I think I'm still as a beginner. And because that euphoria of, oh, I know the strategy, I'm gonna make a lot of money, so I have lost money. So I'm being increasing that account little by little, little by little, and doing uh, more practice over here, and with a lot of success. And obviously, I pull all my knowledge into the live account, and but I'm really, really patient. I don't. Yes, I know how to trade, but once you go live, the game changes completely for everybody. And everybody who trades live and he trades demo account knows that for sure. It's not the same game, not the same mind game. It's the same game, but your thoughts and your emotions are completely changed. So as I was saying, it was a crossing over here. It just broke resistance, and I didn't like it, and it's trending up, as I was saying. No, but you don't know. Like maybe it could have come down. They would have rejected that area, so you don't know. But I saw it could happen. The fact that it could reject this area over here and still moving forward, it was a high possibility. Anyway, let's continue moving seeing something else. This is sideways. Uh, I just don't like it. When it's like sideways, there's no strength. There's like no. Even though this is a bottom and it's really tempting. Oh, it's gonna continue going up. In my experience, it tends to do that. It could break a little bit of resistance down there because remember I trade only the 1 minute chart, and this is actually a 30-second chart. Uh, and you need to have some kind of pivot point or some kind of strength. Either way, it doesn't have to be that much, but when it's sideways, I prefer to stay away unless it corrects the direction and I can see some pivot point where I can, okay, this is a critical moment when it could change direction. For example, this one over here, it just crossed the kernel channel. I'm gonna risk $10 in contracts. And yep, I'm gonna put a call for 1 minute and see how it goes. If it breaks below that level, let's see how this candle ends. It looks good for a second moment. All right. Yeah. I don't like it either way. I mean, because it tends to do this kind of thing. Like it doesn't draw immediately. Um, but you're fine. In this case, I'm definitely following strategy because I know the kernel channel strategy has pretty good success rate, and nothing ever looks entirely good. Like there's just a few rare situations where you see a moment where you like, oh my god, this is like almost a certain thing. It's like cashing a check, but they're not really frequent. Okay, I think about at the bottom. I think yes, that looks like I bought at the bottom. So I lost the first contract. That's why I first started with one contract to like test the waters. If I win that, it's fine. But then if I lose in the private moment, this happens. Okay, that was a good. The whole story of the trade, even if when the first one lot was a loss, the I guess the strategy worked out. Worked out. It broke a resistance level. It went below the kernel channel, so it was a really nice moment to jump into the trade. One of the things that helped me is because it's not a trending moment. It's not a strong trending moment. However, I think it wants to go into a downtrend because it rejected these. Boom, boom. It could be a downtrend moment. All right, let's move out. I'm not interested in that anymore. Okay, this is interesting. I've been caught up so many times in trades like that. That I think the crossing producers are going up and it just doesn't work. That's why I stayed out of the trade. I wanted to put a call on this one, but there's no way that you wouldn't know that it's gonna push this far. Even though you have all the signals being in the bottom, like breaking below this area over here, it was like a high risk moment. Even though for the 1 minute when you don't have like all the levels of resistance are like really weak. In 1 minute, you don't have a lot of strength, but they can be respected, so you can have like an idea of where this is heading. Um, that's why we have to be so careful. It's not like you're working with 15-minute candles or 1 hour candle, which if you're like scalping the market in the forex market, there's serious areas like you can trust them, but somehow but in here, it's no way. There's no way to say. See how long? 15 minutes. So we have increased our account by, I don't know, by 3,000, 3,600 since I started trading. All these. This looks so bad. But again, I'm not that type of trader which just puts one contract and forget about it. I'm actually more like the kind of aggressive type where I take a better position if I need to. And it has been working out, as you can see. And don't get me wrong, I have burned several demo accounts. Okay, I even burned one that was $121,000 overnight because I was a newbie. Even though I worked, I was really aggressive trying to increase that account. One day, it's one of the parts of the learning curve was you tend to get confident and you can believe that you have everything figured out, and then you say, okay, this is gonna work, and it doesn't, and then the next one doesn't work and it doesn't, and you get more desperate and you put more contracts and contracts and contracts uh, until there's like it's just a bad day. It's just like whatever you're doing is not working today, and it's really hard to get to that point, say to accept your losses. They say, okay, I didn't make any money today. And or for example, if I see that I'm losing too much, I just reduce the amount of the contract. But I just believe like when I don't think, to be honest, um, I mean, at least not in pocket options. My own strategy hasn't been being okay. Let's put this one and let's make um, your 80 or 60% percentage accuracy, and we're gonna play 5 trades per day. And if it's a bad day, then you follow the strategy and blah 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 blah. The market is a wild animal. It's like a wild bull that wants to knock you down every freaking second. And I notice that if adapting to the market conditions is being more profitable than just saying I'm gonna be profit trades. And it doesn't mean that I have to trade for like 8 hours and just like fight the market and blah 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 blah. It's I do have a specific amount that I trade. I did learn that once I get my money, like I have a certain amount of uh, goals. For example, I tend to like between $3,000 and $5,000 per day. For me, is good enough because now I know that after I try to make a little bit more than that, I struggle because I go back. You always putting more money and risking more money into the market, and that's happened to me yesterday. I had a really bad day. I made almost $4,000, and just because I wanted to make it $5,000, I lost all the what I was making, and I took it as a bad day. I left it. I didn't want to lose more than I already had in the beginning, so I just dropped it and started playing with $1 trade. It was so bad that I just started not even $10 trades. I just put in $1 trades just to get to like flush frustrations away. And sometimes you want to trade, and it has to be with your own personality. I'm not saying that that's the right way. It's just like sometimes I just want to trade, or like see if this works, studying, and like seeing different market situations. That's one of the reasons that I kept trading, to study. Like, okay, I start losing, but what can I do? Like, what can I do different? And yes, I'm not gonna risk that much, but I want to see if I do this. And it's just the market was off, and it had a certain behavior that it was kicking away all my ideas. So I stopped, and it's fine. I was thinking, and this happens when you overtrade. The next day, because you didn't have such a successful day. What? So the next day you begin with a really wrong. If you don't like nurture yourself, you begin with the wrong mindset. My strategy probably won't work either this day, and it's just gonna be, man, I'm not really good at this, and it's like a psychology war against yourself that you're putting yourself into that. Oop, I'm gonna enter this one over here. I like it. I like it. I like it. One contract. I like it because it's like really small candles at the bottom, and there's a chance that they still can continue moving forward. Probably. If it doesn't, like, okay, that works for me. How much time do I have left? 44. I don't know. I can. And this is funny because as I see the graphics, the charts. Sorry, I think you start to remember some kind of formations by memory. Like all every time you take a trade, so it has emotions in it, and it's like imprinted in your brain. And even though it was a regular moment, something told me, this is a good moment to go to take it, and I took it. And if it was a loss, it would have been another missing moment because I know it was trying to like make a correction. You cannot like I was doing, like you battle with it, You don't stay. I don't stay put in one position. Like if I have to change my mindset 1 minute or the other, like after I can change my bias 10 seconds after I place the trade, and it's that flexibility to watch what's happening in the market, that thing that's gonna allow you to survive. I'm surprised. I mean, you're surprised that some people are like so. I guess the experts know what they're doing because they're making money, but I, I don't see, and I think that's the reason why people don't trade live, or I don't see a lot of people, the most popular ones, um, trading live because it's a wild animal. Trading like you have to be super focused in that moment. If you're getting disturbed, or you have to be chatting, or you have to be doing something in between. It's not, you have to be super focused and wait, and see that when it's the perfect time. This could be a moment. This could be a moment. This could be a moment. So the rule of thumb is wait for the crossing to happen and not just before. Many times I try to, like, for example, now I'm gonna go to the downside and try that. Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna work. That makes sense. I just did the same thing. I went against my trade, and this makes sense. If I lose this one, it completely makes sense. I should have taken a call, like the signal was indicating, because it just did that one. The exactly same pattern. It went up on the signal, it closed green, and the next 30 seconds it went down, and now it's closing up. Hmm. This is noisy. Really, really noisy. It didn't break above. I don't like this anyway. To any, I'm gonna take this one to the bottom. I'm gonna wait. I think I made took the wrong call. Took the wrong call. Look at that. It just did the same thing. The call, the signal was here. The crossing was here. On the next 30 seconds, it closed against the price, and now it's returning back. So those kind of things I notice. Though that kind of thing, it no story tells you that, and it kind of you have to go for what the market is doing in the moment, because this doesn't mean that it's gonna do it all the time. It's doing it now. It did it 3 times in 3 different pairs, one after the other, and it was a pattern like red, and it was the opposite way that it did in the bottom. That's kind of cool. And that only tells you that only is known or learned by trading, paying attention what's going on with the market. What are the candles are doing? Are they breaking? Are they staying? How they're moving? Are they aggressive? Are they making any sense? Are they respecting levels? If they're not respecting levels and they're moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, giving a lot of weeks, weird movements, then it's just, and it happens sometimes. It just happens. Right now, even it's noisy, it's making a downtrend. So it's making sense. Even though it's ugly, it's not like pretty as happened, and it happens over here, and it happens over here. So most likely it's gonna be an uptrend right here, because after the noisy thing, it went an uptrend again. We'll just see. I like to pre-read the market before even happens, and I get it right. I think we have to wait and see how it closes. What we did. Okay. All right, that worked. That worked. Alright guys, I'm not gonna stand this trading today because my brother's not here, my friends are not here, and I did what I'm supposed to do today. Yes, 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 yes. The ugly part that it looks like I was trying, and then the trade of the day, which where I made my money, and these two collaborated a little bit too. Let's see. I don't. After that, I don't risk that much. After I made that, like the goal. So the important thing is to keep moving. And I know myself. I have to know myself, and I think I'm getting to know myself trading wise. That after this, it's just my odds are just random. It's just random. Alright, there's no point for staying longer. This is one of the things that once you learn how to do this, you don't have to work it for a lot of time. In 1 hour, you can be more than done, even 20 minutes. I think last Thursday, in the first 3 minutes, I made 3 trades in a row, one after the other. Boom, boom, boom. I was done. 3 minutes, no more. Alright, guys, thank you for everything, and see you next time.